often as a patient you may have been given this exercise by your physiotherapist. It's a core activation exercise to activate muscle called Transverse Abdominus, which sits deep within your abdomen, wraps around your stomach and your back, and works like a natural back brace or a natural corset. So as it tightens, it actually draws in like tying up that corset and gives your spine support. What we know is when people have low back pain, often this muscle tends to shut down and not operate as well. So it's a really essential part to make sure this muscle is functioning properly. When we're working this muscle, we describe it more of an activation than a contraction. So it's just a subtle movement. We don't want too much going on. So I'm going to get tighter just to relax this part of his stomach and keep it nice and relaxed, everything else relaxed, and see if he can just gently draw the lower part of his tummy below his belly button in towards his spine. Good. So we're looking for about this much movement, not too much more than that. If 10 out of 10 is as hard as you can activate it, we're going for 3 or less and relax. So for a closer look, what I'm going to get Ty to do again is just keep this nice and relaxed and floppy. All the action happens down here below the tummy button. So I can feel it just working in here. If he just gently tries to draw lower part, good, yeah. And again, we're just looking for a subtle movement, subtle activation. If we see that movement, that muscle's doing it, it has to be working well. Don't be too frustrated if you can't get this at first, because it takes quite a lot of practice, especially if you've had back pain for a while. It's actually quite hard to re-engage or reactivate this muscle. Okay, so common things that go wrong is people tend to brace everything, tighten their glutes, their obliques or muscles up here. So we want to try and just keep everything relaxed and see if we can isolate the activation of this muscle. Try again, Ty, just gently draw in. Good, and I can feel that just working underneath his, the base of his stomach there. Sometimes you may have started learning how to use this muscle in a different position, like side lying, and once you've done that, we tend to move to standing. Now, it's essential in standing because when you're standing, it's when there's more stress on your spine and you're usually doing things. So you've got to learn to use this muscle standing and moving around. So what I'm going to get Ty to do is demonstrate activation of this muscle. And we need everything up here to be nice and relaxed, okay? So the muscle wraps around his stomach to his lower back, and it works like a natural corset. So to activate the muscle, we're looking at tying that corset up from the front by gently drawing in below his tummy button. So you can just see we're looking for probably a couple of centimetres of movement without too much happening up here, and relax. Again, if 10 out of 10 is as hard as you can do it, we're not looking for a forceful contraction, we're looking at a less than 3 out of 10 activation. Okay, what can tend to go wrong if you relax is people can brace, tighten everything. Yeah, relax. Or tighten their glutes, squeeze everything. Or tilt their pelvis using their pelvic floor. Yeah, okay, and relax.